Hello. Patricia Juba here, founder of A Life Worth Living Corp. in Taunton, Massachusetts. I am here to welcome Jeannette Hinds-Juba, one of the co-authors of Through My Mother's Eyes that just launched August 24th, 2024. Jeannette, welcome, and how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Great. I have a few questions so we can get into this interview and so our listeners can know who Jeannette Hinds-Juba is.
All right.
Are you ready?
Yes.
All right. How did you come into writing?
Well, I actually started in middle school with poetry. I used to write a lot. That was I guess you could say, my way of escaping, especially with having a bunch of siblings. That was like my own personal go-to. So I fell in love with that. And then in high school, I was doing like plays and monologues. So it just increased my love for writing.
All right. That's awesome. What inspired you to write in this anthology through my mother's eyes?
Well, I wanted people to see that a lot of things that I do in my past life, my current life, and what I plan to do in my future life result around my mother. And from her stories, from what I thought how she was as a kid, to actually getting the true story, and then actually learning from her story and how to proceed for my future. And with that, it actually started my business. I can't even lie about that. My mother's story helped start my business and future businesses to come.
And who is your mother? The readers want to know.
My mother is Patricia Juba, the owner of A Life Worth Living Corp.
All right. Yes, Jeannette Hinds-Juba is my middle girl. I was super happy and surprised and happy and ultimately felt blessed that she decided to be in this anthology. Our first edition, our first writing together, and she was writing about my impact in her life as she's sharing now. She's decided to be in the second edition of Through My Mother's Eyes. Her is due to launch in August 2025, which is a huge blessing to continue her writing and sharing the impact that has evolved in her life. And in the second edition, who will you be writing about?
I'll be writing about my grandmother,
Yeah.
my my mother's mother,
Yes. I
the OG
can't
is
wait.
what I like to call her.
Yes, I know. The original.
Yep, exactly.
The original. So, with this being said, how many writings have you done? Have you published before? Or is this the first time?
This is the first time I've ever got anything published. I've written a lot, but nothing that went beyond my notebook. And
Yes.
that was it. But this is the first book I actually ever been published, and I'm so excited about it, especially the next one after that.
Yes. Amen. Amen. And it's journaling is the starting point.
Yep.
Journaling was my starting point. And it's a good thing to get your thoughts out to even when having dreams. And I was speaking to someone earlier this morning about even when we dream, have a notebook. When we wake up from a dream, have a notebook near your nightstand or wherever your setup is, and just jot down what you can remember. Make sure dating it
Mm. I
and
actually do
and
that
putting the
now.
time.
I actually
Yes,
been
I've
doing
said
that.
it
I keep a
enough,
little,
right?
yep, exactly. I keep a little notebook underneath my pillow. So the moment I get up, I'll just instantly turn on my light and start writing because the moment I get off the bed, I will forget. So
Yes, yes. And it's sure to happen.
Yeah,
especially you get
exactly.
into your morning routines,
Yep.
preparing for the day, and then it's like evaporation
Exactly. After a while,
until
you
it,
realize, especially if it's the same dream over and over again, and like it just seems like weird. Like it could be someone throwing a stuffed animal across the room. It's like, what does this mean? It's like you have no idea how deep that that simple dream could be.
that's right. It could be a message, it could be instructions.
Exactly.
All right. All right. We have another question. In your writing, what is the message that you want people to take away from your chapter that you wrote in Through My Mother's Eyes? And tell us the name of your chapter.
So the name of my chapter is called I Rise Up. And the message I want people to get from my chapter is no matter the situation that you're in, whether it's bad or not, that will not define who you are or who your future or what your future is going to be. Just because you are in a bad position right now doesn't mean that you're going to stay in that position, especially if you believe that you do not want to be in this position. You know that you don't deserve to be in this position or anything like this, but you know that your future self will look back at you like the old Jews, like, I'm so glad I came from like down in the dumps. Um, what is that one saying? There's a 12-step program, but really there's 13. 13th is keep going. Don't
Yes,
stop at 12.
that's right.
Yeah,
Well, what I would say to that, and I understand the logic, is that 12 steps only get us to the second floor.
yeah,
There's more floors to climb.
true.
Amen? Yes. So, Jeanette, what is it besides writing that you do career wise, business wise, and how can our viewers get a hold of you?
So, career wise, I am a social media and marketing sales associate. Business wise, I run a small skincare business called Sister Teams. It's a natural skincare focused on those with dry, sensitive skin. I am also the social media manager for the nonprofit A Life Worth Living Corp. So
And
that's what
how
I
can
do so
they,
far.
yes, and how can folks get a hold of you? What is your social media handles? What is your website?
So my social media is Sister Teams, SIST. Sorry, my apologies.
Go ahead.
SISTATINGS. So like sister things without the H. You have to pronounce it like you're Trini.
Yes. Okay.
And that
.com.
is my social media throughout all platforms. And my email is sisterteams@gmail.com.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time well
Thanks for
spent
having me.
here and sharing with me. We look forward to your future writing in our second edition of Through My Mother's Eyes. Anyone interested to becoming a co-author in our second edition, you can reach me at a lifeworthlivingcorp.org. That's our website. Or my email is pjuba at alifeworthliving.org. Hope to see you soon. Look forward to hearing from you. Have a wonderful day. God bless.